And that is that.
Yeah, they could get that.
Do we win?
You did.
OK.
OK, captains, let's have you back up here. Come and join the generals, please. Fantastic.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that? You beat them.
Very
thoroughly.
pleased.
Yes,
Yeah?
more power craze than ever.
Yes, I can see this.
Yes.
It's quite scary. What was interesting? I mean, how do you feel about your communication? Because from here, it looked like it started and then got going and then you were talking to each other.
It needs to be clear, and you guys have to talk to us more as well.
You need more communication.
We
back
need
from
more
them.
back, but I like this big board. It's good. You can see lots going on.
I watched you start using that because at first everyone ignored this and the generals you taught down there.
Yep.
And then you came back and realised actually you could really get a good useful overview and see
You can
what's
see the
coming your
nasty
way.
things coming in.
Yes. OK.
Cool.
So when it comes to the big battle, you're going to have a lot more troops to coordinate of different types. You're going to have to get very organised very, very quickly.
They've got 3 vital decisions to make. They must sort out this command structure. There mustn't be any chat or confusion once the battle starts. They need to predict what the enemy are going to do, and they need to make their plans of ideally how they're going to form up and go to the enemy. But they also need to make contingencies, both in terms of command and plans. The what-ifs, what happens if it doesn't go as they think it will.
What they need to figure out in this council is how to blow past the few remaining Norsemen without being distracted, get across the bridge, and get stuck into the Norsemen before the Norsemen have a chance to form their shield wall.
OK, now trust me, what you decide in the next few moments is absolutely critical to the outcome of this battle. So some hard thinking's called for. Generals, this is your army. Do you think you've learned stuff from the skirmish that you can apply here? I mean, what are you taking
Hit
from
hard.
that?
Hit hard and hit
Hard
fast.
fast. We have to have archers, like security guards, there.
For protection.
Jane says hard and fast, and she's right. You can see the English army there in red, and they're approaching from the southwest. And between them and the bridge, that vital bridge, there are a bunch of scattered Norsemen. They've got to get rid of those Norsemen quickly to get across the river. The Norse are scattered all over the place on the far bank. The question is, can the team get across that bridge before the Norse army form up to stop them?
You want your biggest force over fast.
Agreed.
And we want these ones moving through. Now, what happens if they can't break through? I think we've got to have a concentration, look for any major weak point, and take the concentration through that weak point. We don't want to be stuck with a shield wall behind
Well,
us.
I hate to say it, that's it. That is your time up for planning. Captains, get down there, take up your positions. Generals, get ready to deploy your troops.
And we're going across as hard and as fast as we can, OK? Yep. And we're going to make it work.
OK, the troops have been deployed. It is the 25th of September, 1066. Our English team against the Norse horde. Let battle commence. Well, you are underway, that's it.
OK.
And they are moving.
OK, guys, you're going to meet some opposition down the road. We think we're going to have to use one force to deal with that, and we want the rest to just carry on. Don't get diverted.
Guys, what do you want us to do? Do you want us to walk
Get
or run?
down.
Sam, you asked the question. Here we are.
Yeah, get down
Right,
to the
who are these?
river, Matthew, at a fairly steady pace.
The clock is now ticking.
And you can feel that sense of urgency from
But
them.
they have got the urgency, but they can't waste it. It's a ticking clock, and they're under great pressure. And they've got some basic plans, but they haven't yet found out where the enemy are.
They've also got to make sure that the enemy can't get any cohesion. Once the enemy get cohesion, the team will have a hell of a time breaking it.
Yeah, and what the team mustn't do is allow the Norse to regroup and form a shield wall. That formidable defensive formation with overlapping shields and bristling spears. It defends against almost anything and really saps the enemy's strength.
So you think you've got your communication sorted this time?
No, but we will be getting there shortly.
You're going to have to do it very quickly.
Sam, do you think we should run?
Yes.
No.
Is that what you
Yes,
want?
I'm running.
No, Mash, listen
Don't
for the
run.
main order, because we've got to have all the troops together.
Don't run. When you get near them, run.
We've got to conserve some energy.
Why are you walking? To conserve energy.
Because we're going to be into a
Yep,
major
yep.
battle, and we want them...
Are you not worried about time?
Yes, I am worried about time.
I'm making it worse
but
for
I'm
you.
not going to run because we've got to make sure we've got them together.
When you
Okay.
match,
When we get
match.
closer,
We want
then
the
we'll try and
house
speed up.
across the bridge as quick as possible.
Okay, if it were down to me, I'd run. Get it
Oh,
quick.
Sam, can we use the
Guys,
archers?
We need to get
Start
going.
running.
Yes,
Start
Can we
absolutely.
get
match? Run.
OK, let's go.
Okay,
Let's
go
start
for
running.
running,
Right.
running.
That first unit of enemy troops really has got to turn and engage. And look, there's Harold Godwinson himself catching them, and he's a man on a mission. Those Norsemen are nothing if not brave.
They're crazy, actually. I would be hoofing for that bridge and not going for the whole English army.
They're really split up.
There's a long, big gap in between them, but that means you've got to keep moving.
Keep moving, guys. There's a long gap between them, so keep moving.
Okay, I want them to hit.
Right, there's some guys at the back, Matthew. You need to get them moving up faster.
I mean, one of the things, when we could hear Jane shouting, and we can hear that, and there's confusion with 4 people down there, with 4 voices going. Imagine what it would be like in a real battlefield, that you would have tremendous noise. They're wearing mail coats, the swords, the armour, the clank. They're wearing helmets, so their hearing is frustrated. Communication on a real battlefield is a big issue.
How you doing, Mash?
Pretty
Everybody's shouting at you, I've noticed. Under pressure, how do you think you're doing?
well. Okay, there's mine.
Get the house cars across
You've got
the
a fight
bridge.
going on already.
Okay, let's just get around them.
You have got a fight going on there.
The Norse were a famously fierce fighting force. And they used a lot of psychological intimidation. They would threaten that if their chief enemy survived, they'd make of them the blood eagle, where they'd rip open the ribs of the still living body, lift out the lungs to be eaten by the crows.
What are you sending in?
All my units.
Everything you got.
Yep.
Chuck a lot of
Get
it.
the housecarls across the bridge. Well done.
And what they need to do as soon as they cross the bridge, that very small force of cavalry, they need to use that to quickly get out there and scout what's on the other side.
And see how much
That's the
space and
quickest
how
way
much
to
time
fight
they have. Look at this lone Norse berserker.
Now, of course, there's that wonderful story in the real battle that there was a lone berserker who held the bridge. He apparently held the bridge for a long time, taking out every Englishman who tried to cross, until one ingenious Englishman found a swill tub in the river, and he paddled it up the stream, got underneath the bridge, and with his spear took out the berserker from below.
Get that reinforcement group up.
I know you don't want my advice.
Yes,
Right,
go for
which
it.
side,
The
General?
less time you spend this side of the bridge, the better.
That's it. Okay. Don't get sucked in onto the left, Matthew. Get back to the bridge and get across it.
Get across.
Yeah.
Right, get away from there and get back to the bridge.
Mum, that's Dad's tree.
Dad, get them over the bridge as fast as you can, because we've got a much bigger battle on the other
Opal
side of the
spearmen
river.
coming from right.
That's right. Get them over and form up a head point.
Yup. Don't leave any gaps.
Run across the bridge, my friend.
Okay.
Oh, units.
You're doing
Run.
really well. That's just what we want to
Okay.
get them right over the river.
Look at them pouring across that bridge.
Hey guys.
They've not been shy about getting across the river. It's just what the team is needed to do.
Yeah, they put themselves in a very good position.
Right, we've got to smash
and we
through
want-
this
and we want
group.
this lot
Get
going
some
straight
Make a wall, guys. Once you get across, make a wall, okay? Make a fat shield.
My host car's going to meet the front.
Okay, keep your fat wall. You're going to be meeting some opposition soon.
We've
Bring
got a
up
lot of
the-
troops across the bridge.
Yeah, that's it. Bring up the second wall.
Okay.
Dad's
And if we can...
Good.
Yep.
Right, we've got this force over here. We want to bring them down. So I'm going to tell Matthew. Matthew?
Okay, team. If I can have your attention, if you want to come back up to the map table, you have a bit of a privilege here because you are going to have a quick pause. You can gather your thoughts. Time is ticking now. You've got about a minute. Get talking. Use it.
Where's